Welcome back to another episode of Highlander Hockey with Rocky. I'm Casey Campbell, along with Howell Hockey head coach Rocky Johnson. How are you?
Hey, things are great, Casey. Good to have you. Thank you for having me on again.
All right. Before we start the show, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Engrave It All USA. Michelle and her team can engrave just about anything and in all different types of shapes and sizes as well. You can bring your items you already have, or they can make something completely from scratch. Remember, if you can dream it, they can laze it. Products they make include from tumblers to sweatshirts and T-shirts to hats to beanies and much, much more. Most orders are complete in 3 days. And you can head over to Engrave It All USA's website for more details. Thank you to Engrave It All USA for sponsoring today's episode of Highlander Hockey with Rocky. The link is below in the description. So we had the Trenton Showcase this week, where the entire high school hockey community here in Michigan, along with the surrounding areas in the Midwest, gathered down in Trenton for a big, massive showcase, the granddaddy of them all, the Mecca. How was the showcase for you guys?
Well, Case, it was every time you get down to Trenton, it's fantastic. They put on a great show. They do a great job. I know it's billed as the MIHL Showcase, but I think us locals here fondly refer to it as the Trenton Showcase because it's held in Trenton at the Kennedy Ice Arena. Listen, there's nothing you can say more about how great an opportunity it is. I know it brings in from Thursday night to Friday all day long, and I can tell you from firsthand knowledge that we start very early in the morning on Friday, and then on all day Saturday, and it's great for the boys. It's great for the teams. But more importantly, I think the local colleges around the ACHA club hockey teams and the junior teams that are around the area get to come in, and you get to see pretty much most of the high school hockey players in the state of Michigan. I mean, we got people that come down from the UP. To your point, you have the folks from Illinois, from Wisconsin, and from Ohio. We were fortunate enough to play one of the top 3-4 teams in the state of Ohio, which is the St. Francis de Sales team out of Toledo. It didn't go as we liked. And we also had an opportunity to play on Saturday, East Grand Rapids. Just to go into, Friday's morning's game, wasn't overly excited about the timing that we started, given we have an hour-and-a-half drive. But that notwithstanding, I think we came out well. I think we played well against Toledo St. Francis. I think it's a team that we probably would like to have that game back, because at 5.5 minutes left in a game, you're up 2-1, and then you get a power play. The goal in hockey IQ is to take time off the clock. You don't need another goal to win the game. You're already up a goal. Unfortunately, we kind of broke some cardinal rules, and we turned the puck over twice and gave up 2 shorthanded goals, which put them in the lead. And at that point, as we say, the balloon goes up, and that kind of called it the day. So it was a little frustrating, I think, for the staff. I think for the team, they were pretty upset. But you can't expect to be champions. You can't expect to go on if you're going to give up 2 shorthanded goals with 5 minutes left in the game, when all you got to do is kill off time and use that to have possession. And that's a hockey IQ thing. We reviewed it with the boys. I think they understand completely. And that just can't happen. So obviously disappointed about that. And I think that's a game that was taken away, that we gave away. And then Saturday, boy, I tell you what, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen it online. As you can see in the background, I'm reviewing the weekend film already, going forward for practice today, later on this afternoon. And I'll tell you that East Grand Rapids team, top team. Arguably, Byron Center we can talk about, Brighton we can talk about, Flint Powers, Church, all the teams that we play, Stevenson, Marquette. I mean, I can go on and on and on, Byron Center, but this team's strong. And we kind of call them relentless. Everything I saw in video ahead of time was they're relentless, very highly skilled, but so are we. And I got to be honest with you, that was a good hockey game. If you're watching high school hockey, that was a good hockey game to watch, and compared to normal games. I think we both played well. I think we both played hard. I think there was good goaltending, 5 goals notwithstanding. I think good goaltending all around. But listen, we made 5 mistakes. We made a little bit more, but we made 5 mistakes. And if you're going to make those kind of mistakes to a good team, they're going to put it in the back of your net. And that's what happened. 5 mistakes, 5 goals against. They had at least 2 mistakes, and we took advantage of those and had 2 goals. So, I think overall we played well. I think we learned from some of the defensive responsibilities that we need to focus on. I think we need to realize that winning hockey games is not an individual thing, and it's not about going out and scoring 100 goals every time you're on the ice. Sometimes it's about eating up time. Sometimes it's about being in a defensive zone. Sometimes it's being in control of the puck. And I think that's what we took away from this weekend. So I think the weekend was big for us. I think it was a very positive learning environment for us against two top teams. The outcomes weren't what we wished for. I think we could have done better. I think we had the opportunities to have victories, and we chose not to take them. But those are choices, and I think we're going to be better. I think from that, we're going to be a better hockey team and well more prepared for the future in the playoffs.
Okay, so now before we get to previewing the week, it's now time for Rocky's 3 stars of the week.
Yeah, 3 stars. So, I was kind of thinking about this, and, when you only have the 2 games, and to be fair, we came out to the negative end of both games. So I'm kind of thinking creatively, how do we come up with 3 stars? So our number 3 star, we're going to do it this way. And because I've already seen them, you've teased me with a photograph.
Yes, I did.
I haven't got them in hand yet. So I'm super excited about this. And to be fair, we're so happy with our sponsorship and with the engraving and all. And I have seen the tumblers. They look fantastic. So number 3 star, I'm going to give it. And they earn a star because, I love the colors. I think they did a great job. They look excellent. So I'm excited to receive them. They may have gotten a 1 star, number 1 star. Hint, hint, hint. If we had them in hand, I'm just suggesting that perhaps that might earn a higher level on the star rankings.
Yep.
But I did get to see them, so we're looking forward to that.
You will get them soon. You will get
Okay, well, I've heard that, so we're going to put that to the test. But number 3, they did a great job. I mean, what great quality work from the photograph. It was just awesome. So what a great sponsorship. Number 2 star. Listen, we kind of had a meet the Highlander day last week, and come out and skate with the Highlanders and meet the Highlanders, and it was kind of a neat event. It was free for the public, whoever was in the area that could come by and skate with them. And we had some really great kids come out, some really great families, and I think that event in itself, it was the first time we've ever done it, and it was very fun to have some of the younger kids that are looking forward to playing high school hockey and introducing them to what high school hockey is, whether it's at Heartland or Howell or Brighton or somewhere else, in the area in Livingston County or what have you. So it was kind of exciting. I give that 2 stars. It was way better than we expected. And it was all word of mouth. We didn't advertise. People just kind of came out of, hey, can we come for a skate and see what high school hockey's about in Michigan? And absolutely, come on out. So that was very exciting. It was super fun. I want to give 2 stars to that event and for the coaching staff that came out and helped for that. And then the number 1 star, obviously, I got to go to the granddaddy. We are not happy with the time we got at 8:30 in the morning. Next year, we prefer, Trenton, if you're listening, please put us at a different time so that we can not have to leave the rink at 6 o'clock in the morning. However, what a great event. I mean, it is amazing. They do such a good job. That the Kennedy Ice Arena, Recreation Center, I'm going to give it to them and those who participated in the support of that. I mean, they have a liaison room and a room for scouts. They have viewing areas for scouts. They have food set aside, and that's run super professionally. They give out lanyards to make sure people have access going in and out. They do a fantastic job. They take care of the ice. I mean, you have 3 sheets of ice. You have games starting at 8:30 in the morning or 8:10 all the way up to like 9 o'clock at night. So the conditioning of the ice. So I really got to give it out there. It's not easy to run those things. You can ask any of the other showcases that are out there for high school, and with 3 days straight, you got to hand it up to the Kennedy Ice Arena Recreation Center down there in Trenton. So that would be my number 1 star for the weekend.
Right. Yeah. So let's and probably we should talk about the upcoming week. There's only I think if I'm not mistaken, 2 games left, 1 game per week.
2 games left. We start out with so great. So Friday we play the Livonia Red Stallions. Getting excited to them. They have really competed over the last few months and continue to grow, as have we. So we're looking forward to that game. That's the KLA crossover game. Not really convinced how they organized who plays who, and I get it was NPR, so I think that's how it was. But I guess maybe I would have taken in wins and losses in terms of the conference, but that's just my thinking. But anyway, we're excited to play them. We're looking forward to it. That's going to be Friday night at 6 p.m. at Eddie Edgar. We're going to get ready for that. And then we have another week until we play on Saturday against Birmingham Unified, which will be the following week. So I won't want to get into that. That's going to be our senior night. We can talk about that next Monday. But yeah, we got the one game. We're excited. We have a skills day in practice. It allows us to do a little bit more. And then we can kind of focus in on how we want to do things. And so I think this week's going to be a really good week. Some rest for some of the players who are, nagging injuries is always in effect. So we're getting a little bit more rest, a little bit more focus on specifics. So excited for the week. We're excited to play Livonia Red Stallions and go down there at Eddie Edgar on Friday. And it's just fun, right? So, but 2 more games, Coach. That's all we have.
Yeah. All right. So I probably should let everybody know the other KLAA crossover matchups. For the championship, Brighton and Salem are going to be going up against each other. That will also be on Friday. On Thursday, Livonia Stevenson and Heartland will face each other. The other 2 crossover games, Northville and Plymouth on Saturday, as well as Novi and Canton on Saturday as well. So those are those 5 crossover matchups. And of course, there's only 2 more games left, and then I believe pretty soon we're going to learn who everyone's going to play to begin playoffs.
Well, all of us coaches have received things from Cody Ailes from the MHSAA, and our respective regions have reached out. Those who are hosting the regional tournaments have reached out and provided information, and we'll know Sunday. All of that's going to be adjudicated after Saturday's games, and the final NPR, the Michigan, rankings, and so that's all going to come out. And so Sunday by noon, we'll know. So that's something we can talk about for next week. But it's kind of exciting to see where everybody lines up, who gets buys, who's facing off against who, and we'll know all that stuff come on Sunday. So that's really exciting. We're at that point. So. How let's play hockey. Let's go.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, only we got, of course, 2 more weeks left. Of course, we'll know what the pairings are. I did not know when they were going to be released. I knew they were going to be released pretty soon.
Sunday at noon. Yeah, so listen, real quick, if I can, too, Case, I can't forget, and I don't want to negate talking about it, but our development team, as we've talked about a few times, they play in the JV league. We have Howell's got the number 1 seed for that. And so they're going to play I think it's UD Jesuit in the opening round. And if it's successful, then I think they play the winner of Brighton and CC White, I believe, or CC. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. So that's coming up here in another week and a half or so. And, listen, we're excited here at Howell. We're hoping we get the number 1 seed in our region. And, so a lot of success for this season thus far, heading into the playoffs. And, I hope we all kind of get out of on top of everything. I think that's where we might end up. So we're very excited here in Howell for what's the opportunity coming forward.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's Highlander Hockey with Rocky. Tune in next week where we'll talk about the game against the Stallions. Yeah. We'll preview the regular season finale against Birmingham Unified. That's also senior night too.
Yes, sir, it is.
Lots of them.
Yeah, so, 10. Holy smokes.
There's Heartland's only had 4. Brighton's got 15. So that's yeah. So we'll obviously talk about that, and plus we'll also tell you where Howell is at in the rankings when the pairings are all announced. So that should be on there. So that'll all come on next week's Highlander Hockey with Rocky.